They said she suffered from visions, so they locked her up in her room. I heard her pacing the floor in there to softly cry in the gloom. Her food they slid in under the door, and that's when I heard her shout, "You can't keep me forever in here. You must let my nightmares out." But a doctor listened outside the door and shook his head as he went. A priest then wafted some incense in and muttered a sacrament. But no one dared to unlock the door, for they'd heard a howl within. She must be conjuring demons there, or some terrible type of sin. At night, when everyone was asleep, I'd put my head to the floor and whisper low to my sister through the gap just under the door. "Go find the key," she would say to me, "and unlock the door in the night. We'll creep on out while the house is still, take off when the moon is bright." I didn't know where to find the key. I didn't know where it was. It wasn't hung up on the kitchen hook or the nail in the wooden cross. She begged me, "Keep on looking for it. It's the only chance for me. Then we will be together again, at last, and finally free." But then her visions returned again, and lights shone under the door, while sounds like animals caught in pain built up to a sullen roar. I whispered, "Sis, can you hear me now? I'm scared," and started to bawl. She cried, "There's lights and a million things all creeping out of the wall." I went to beat on our parents' door, but I heard my father snore. I ran downstairs and I found the key they'd hid in the bureau drawer. I hesitated before I turned the key in my sister's lock. The door swung open and lay ajar, as I stood stock still in shock. For in the room was a wooded glade with creepers clogging the walls. Bats were hung from the old lampshade, the bed was a waterfall. But of my sister, never a sign. She must have been lost in the trees, but monsters struggled out of the wall as I fell in dread to my knees. They say I suffer from visions, so they've locked me up in my room. I couldn't cope with my sister's loss, they said, but she's in a tomb. I know she's not, for I hear her whisper under the door at night. We'll creep on out while the house is still, take off when the moon is bright. Then sounds like animals caught in pain build up to a sullen roar. I call for her again and again, "Just get the key to the door." But then she fades and she slips away, so far that I have to shout, "You can't keep me forever in here. You must let my nightmares out."